I'm Wade, and this is Brady from Old Blood Noise Endevors. And I guess this is the shop. Show us what you got going on.
Hi. Yeah, this is where we work from. Myself, Seth McCarroll, and Kylan Massey. That's kind of the crew. Seth does a bunch of video editing stuff where the camera is currently situated, and normally. And Kylan does building on these two desks. Currently I work from inside my house, which I think we might show you later.
He gets the nice office with the heater.
Yeah, nice office with the heater, access to facilities, great, and crying babies and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You might be at the disadvantage.
but yeah, this is it. We work out of this little shop during the day and make our pedals, try and get it going, screen print, pedals and boxes and stuff either.
That's what I was gonna ask you where the art came from and if you screen printed it.
Yeah, well the artwork, we decided for Old Blood that it would be it was fun to try using a different artist for each pedal.
Oh, okay.
And so we have a little bit of a format, you know, like,
Don't put it where the knobs are.
yeah, pretty much. And we would just communicate with different artists that we like, either that we knew personally or that we just like their stuff, and see what they would come up with. And so far, for the Black Fountain, we used a guy named Sam Larson, and I think he's out of San Diego, possibly. But he does really incredible micro drawings, so Seth knows more of the details. But
I don't even know what that means.
I mean,
just nodded
just
my
like
head, yes.
small. So he'll always put like a penny next to it,
Oh, okay.
and it's like smaller than the penny. The details are incredibly fine. And he does a lot of sort of frontier feeling artwork. So we contacted him about the Black Fountain, and he did a great job. And then the Haunt is a guy named Daniel Danger, who
Is that his real name?
no, I don't think so.
You don't have to think of it. I just had to know.
No, I'm trying to remember what his last name. No, it's not his real name, but that is his artistic name. So he does a lot of posters, and he is just kind of like a pedal guru. He has an insanely large amount of pedals. So we contacted him about doing the font artwork, and he did a great job on that as well. That was actually double printed. So.
Well, I thought it was 3D.
There we go. So
So are you guys actually doing the screen printing, or?
we do.
That's almost a full-time job in itself.
Well, we'll do them in batches. So the fact that we're only doing our cases and our boxes makes it easier, because we can knock out the cases in one day, knock out the boxes in one day, maybe once a month.
I screen printed T-shirts for a while.
Yeah.
And and we did it the punk rock style where we made the screens. And,
Yeah.
yeah. We did not have the awesome equipment. I just remember it was a lot of work. Do you have to bake this stuff?
The boxes are air dry,
Okay.
but the pedals we do have to bake.
We just moved past interesting to everybody else and into some little
Very-
nuance that only you and I know we're talking about.
super technical. In order for the ink on the pedals to really bond with the powder coat, you have to bake it for a certain amount of time. You have to use a special ink. I don't know any of that information really.
So, where do you do your screen printing? Here?
We will do it during the summer. We just sit in the backyard, and we'd use the oven inside to bake the pedals, and then the boxes. This is actually the first round of boxes that we've done like this. We were doing
I bet that was expensive.
these. Yeah, they were a little more costly, and they're a little bit bigger, so we had to use larger shipping boxes. Kind of boost the, when you're doing more and more, it just costs more. So.
And you guys, you drill downstairs, and we're not going to show it to you. It's just a tiny little room with a drill press in it.
Little dungeon.
You build here.
Yep. And then build some inside.
And screen print.
And we screen print. And we ship from here. We shoot videos from whatever locations we can find that are.
You
safe.
obviously have a place out in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, that's Seth's residence, I guess. He lives up on a kind of a larger farm with some of his family in a garage apartment. A really nice setup, and we have access to a lot of acres of different kinds of land. So there's like a barn, there's where we've shot some videos, there's kind of an open area pavilion, there's a little stage with sort of a grassy area in front of it, and then there's bamboo woods, there's a pool.
I grew up in rural Oklahoma, about 5,000 people in the whole county I'm from. Oklahoma is one of the most beautiful places I've ever lived, and there's absolutely no people. So you can go shoot a rifle off your front porch and jump on your ATV and go through the woods if you want. Or apparently,
Carrying your moonshine on
yes,
that.
my grandfather used to run moonshine.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Burn stuff.
There's almost no rules here.
Yeah.
Except if you get in trouble, it's way worse than all those places that have all the rules.
That's true. No fireworks within city limits. That's a big one. Okay.
Old Blood Noise Endevors. Where'd that come from? I heard it was a band you used to have.
No. I wish. Old Blood is just a great. I think that might be a band actually.
It's a great sounding name.
Yeah.
It's certainly a mouthful. Where'd it come from?
It is. I think Blake stuttered. Seth and Carol and I were just bouncing around a lot of different stuff. We would kind of sit around and drink beer early in 2014 and play Halo, play video games, and just kind of dream over what we wanted to do. Blake has his own audio video company, and so he's already sort of operating in this, self-employed mentality. So I don't know. We just kind of stumbled across it. Maybe New Blood, or I think we might have started with New Blood.
Old Blood is better.
Old Blood is better.
Because it sounds sort of like the Druids are going to come out or something.
Yeah. And then Noise, Endevors, we just kind of like for stuff to be messy. We had started making the Coffee and Wrist videos around that time, and so I'm just really into exploring all the sounds that people had to offer and seeing if we could come up with something a little bit different, too.
Yeah. So tell me about, you've got the Haunt and you've got the Black Fountain. Where did they come from?
Black Fountain was an idea that had been talked about with a few different people to create a digital pedal that emulates the old oil can delay units. And there was a guy named Dustin from Motor City Guitar who I had talked to a long time ago about it. And then another guy named Matthew Farrow, who his company is Disaster Area Designs. So he does like a lot of really cool MIDI switching stuff. And
That's like voodoo to me.
yeah. But they're really cool though. They control all the Strymon and all the different highly technical.
I've seen his stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to, much less understand what MIDI does. I don't really even know how to hook it up. I plug my stuff in a row and straight into the amp.
Yeah. Well, we had kind of talked about that idea for a while, and it came to fruition in the Black Fountain.
So it's an oil. It's got 3 settings, if I remember correctly, and it's emulating an oil can, which was a type of amp delay that was submersed in. Usually, it wasn't actually oil, was it? It was like a.
I think it was some sort of oil, like electrostatic
There's
material or something.
There's debate about whether it's poisonous.
But yeah, a lot of them were. I think.
Well, all the good stuff used to be kind of dangerous.
And there's a lot of different models of those things, and so you could. Fender made some, Telray made some. Some of the some smaller companies back then. I mean, there were quite a few models, I think. So you could get sort of different sounds out of each one. Some were just a little more straightforward delay, and then others were a little more hairy. Like,
It's sort of in the neighborhood of like a lo-fi with some gain to it,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
And then you've got a couple other settings on there. I think it's just like a more of a normal delay, right?
Yeah, there's a
For the unadventurous.
there's a normal delay with.
I'm judging you when you switch to that one.
But you can you have a fluid control or the modulation. So the older in those older units, when the fluid would get older and used up, you'd actually get some warble and different textures on top of your delayed signal, and so
Almost like its version of dirty tape or something.
yeah, exactly.
And the haunt.
And the haunt.
I've been in love with it since I saw the first video. First off, you've got guys in weird stitched up masks playing just burly noise. That's all it takes for me.
That was fun. That was a fun video.
Also, I like the animal theme you have going on. We've got a little buffalo. I love wolves and buffalo.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. I don't. Well, now that you say that, the next
One's got to have.
It doesn't though. I know the artwork for it. It doesn't have. It's got a bunch of people in it.
Okay, well, tell us what's next if you can.
Yeah. The next one will be a reverb with specific modulation types.
Okay.
Built in.
Is it emulating anything specific or just coming out of your mind?
No, it's just meant to be a little bit different. I don't think there's any real units out there. It's more of a combination of multiple effects into one. So
Digital and analog?
digital, yeah. The format's similar to the Black Fountain, so the layout of the controls, and I'll have 3 variables.
Do you have a name for it yet?
We do.
Okay.
We do. It's called the Procession.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's why does it make sense?
Well, because reverb keeps going. It's not a delay,
Yeah.
but it sort of keeps growing.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I don't think I thought about it like that.
Wow, that's instantly
That
pops
makes
into my
that
head.
makes more sense than
What you had?
Yeah.
Okay, why does it make sense to you?
We usually gather a lot of inspiration from like different sci-fi novels or like whatever we're reading at the time. And I was reading this book. Right here. Gentle Giants of Ganymede, something like that.
Where do you find this stuff?
All right. The first one,
Your next pedal could be called The Exile.
I'm fine with that too. But I was reading that one night, and
It's an extraordinary sequel to Inherit the Stars.
Inherit the Stars. You should look at the cover of Inherit the Stars sometime too, and then look at that artwork.
Yeah, I love the artwork on that thing.
I'll show you that here in a second.
That company is very well known for their artwork.
I don't know. Procession. It came up a couple times in there. It's like a funeral procession, a line.
Right.
And it just somehow applied to what we were trying to do with that reverb thing. So.
Another tangent for me.
Yeah.
I'm currently trying to talk my singer into making our next couple of albums just be noise projects based off old 50s sci-fi movies.
Okay.
There were these, not movies, but serials. They would do these like 12 chapters, like Zombies of the Stratosphere and the Radar Men of Moon, and then the Radar Men of Moon. you can go look on Wikipedia and it'll list all the chapter titles, and they're like, The Rocket Man Meets His Doom.
Pretty awesome.
Exile on the
Song
Moon.
names.
Yes.
I like that.
I feel like if you gave me a good synth and a bunch of pedals, I could go into the studio and just record that album.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need a lot of work on that one.
Do it. I want to hear that.
And it comes with its own artwork.
Yeah, it does.
Somebody from the 50s already dreamt up the worst and best artwork possible.
That actually sounds really awesome.
So when do you, back to something important, when do you think it's coming out?
Hoping that it'll be coming out in January sometime.
Okay, so I meant to ask you, where did the haunt come from? And we got distracted by the Procession.
The haunt started out before anything. This was, I made like 25 of these or something. I think I actually only got like 10 of them out there. It's little.
I've heard of this thing. Was this your company?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really a company though.
Just
It
you
was
made a pedal.
I made a pedal.
Right.
Yeah. And Seth and I actually, I mean, this is like 6 years ago or something.
I may have heard of it on one of your videos. I don't know. But I've
Yeah,
heard
we,
of it.
we did do a video for it when we were first starting out because I found a bunch of the old enclosures that we had originally screen printed, like terrible. They're drilled, you know, everything's
All over the
eyeballed,
place.
and so they're very handmade. But we needed a little bit of startup capital, so
Dude, build them up and then do specials with them every now and then or something.
we already did. We're out.
Yeah, okay, there you
Sold them
go.
all.
We'll
Except-
keep the last one for you then.
And then and so everything was just on cracker board, and that's sort of how it started. And then a lot of people like that circuit, and I was kind of always
Iffy on it.
iffy on it. Like it was very, very noisy. It just needed some work, and the haunt is sort of what that turned into. So, and the haunt,
Go ahead.
I'm more pleased with because it has a wider range of function, and
Well, it sounds plenty lean from the. I love the little videos with the fire and the wolves and everything else.
thanks, man.
So, what's where? I mean, is that stuff all coming from Seth? A lot of the video, the visual sort of stuff.
The video stuff it's a lot of Seth, and
You guys have a theme going, even though you have different artists doing your stuff. There's sort of everything has a similar feeling to it.
yeah. I think we're operating from the mindset that whatever we do next needs to be better than what we did before.
That's probably important.
Video wise, or better, bigger, grander. And so that's kind of a hard road to navigate because I don't want to get lost in the idea of what we think it should be.
Right.
Whereas like we started out kind of just saying yes to whatever we got excited about. It's like, yeah, we'll do this video, and then yeah, you guys will jump in the back of a truck, and then we'll just film her riding her bike, and it'll be great. And
So many videos that sound just like that.
yeah, but the energy behind that is like, yeah, let's just do this, and it'll be really fun.
There's always a cross between the whole, I'm just going to do this, we're going to make it happen, and I want it to be perfect.
Yeah. Well, there's that, and then there's also the aspect of this is what everybody expects us to do, because this is what our company does. We do a video like this, and it's gonna, you know, incorporate these things, and
This
the
guy's
formula is
gonna
all
swim in
there.
the pool.
Yeah. And so, but all of those things just came about because out of spontaneity, like just because we wanted to. The pool video that we shot, we decided to do that like 2 days before. Like, oh, I guess people are mad that there's not a technical demo of this thing, so they can't really hear what it sounds like. And we haven't really sent any out. So, yeah, let's just go by the pool. It'll be hot. It was the summer. We'll just plug it in there. And that's kind of been the approach. That's how we should sort of keep it, too, I think.
Well, thank you very much for having us in your home.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming by. Driving a long way.
Not a problem. Let's go
Good.
get some lunch.